Ahomatakiasan, namaste, starvim regrestar. So, no, Osio, all my relatives. No song today. I'll spare you. Anyway, sparing myself, I guess. My journal entry for today. A small part of me was wanting to skip it. However, I've made a commitment. And, well, there's one thing I do know about myself: when I give my word, I stick to it to my utmost ability, Spirit providing. So, I have to do my part, and Spirit does its part. I just heard Raven leave about less than 5 minutes ago out of the apartment complex next door. Rashini heard it too. He stood his little head up and, what's going on? And laid back down. Poor blessed boy, he is exhausted today. He has not moved hardly. He's moved twice. Once to get up and get some water, and once to see if he could get a little bit of stuff for me when I was eating, which he didn't want anyway because it was beans. But when I woke up this morning after passing out, I don't remember passing out last night. I remember, I don't even remember. Anyway, I woke up and was like, whoa, okay, where am I? Who am I? What day is it? What's going on? And knew I needed to be at the river. And so got up at 5 o'clock, which is usually when we leave, and got everything together. We were out the door by 5:30. He was so excited. He was like, yes. Didn't even take the time to potty. He was a little agitated in his little basket all the way down there. And I'm like, well, next time be sure and go potty. As soon as we got there, I didn't make him do the little path in the basket. I let him out and he went straight over and peed forever. I'm like, you'll pee next time, dude. Little chief. And he was just so excited. He didn't take the time. Anyway, it was a most perfect and magical ceremony this morning. All of us, all we could give was our accolades and accolades and accolades to the circle. And I wasn't going to share my story this morning because I was still allowing it to really settle into myself. What took place, and oh my gosh, there's my deja vu. Anyway, there wasn't a lot of us speaking, and once I took a few deep breaths, it just kind of came right out. It was so beautiful watching the loon, and the two canoers were a hoot. It was a hoot. He was cruising right along, right? I mean, he was was powering it, but he was cruising. Going upriver, they had let out the Hoover Dam probably a couple days ago because the water's way up. It takes about 2 to 3 days to get down to Yuma, is what I had learned. It was she was, and I was just cheering her on. You got it, sister. You got it, sister. And of course, I shared the app and all of that with them, and whew, they worked it. Whew, up the river they went. Well, during the ceremony, all of a sudden this canoe is just, whew, and I'm like, who's in there? I'm like, oh, that's that dude. He was just laying back in the in his little kayak, just cruising down the river, just letting the river carry him. I'm like, there you go. And then here she comes. Well, they get near the dock area, and he tries to stand up. Wasn't gonna happen. Wasn't gonna happen. She stood up, and man, she was in perfect balance. She was, I'm like, you go, sister. So isn't that interesting with the feminine and the masculine, right? The masculine can power it out. And she was struggling. Cruising down the river, they were the same, just flowing. Trying to stand up in that balance of those waters and emotions. He flatlined, she elevated. Interesting. It's the difference between the masculine and the feminine energies. Played right out in front of me, so to speak. Anyway. Well, Rashini got to play like the dickens this morning. Running, playing. He even got in the river on his own, following the other dog. Thought that was so cool. Of course, now he's like, oh my gosh, and I've got a vet appointment with him, right? I'm going, okay, let's get back to the apartment. He was ready to run the trails with Garuda, and we got about, I don't know, almost up around the bend. I don't know how far that is, and it was like, no, we need to head back now. So I turned it around. Come on, Rashini. He looked at me like, aren't we doing the whole thing? No, buddy, let's go. And he surrendered, and off we went. We get back to the apartment, had a beautiful, lovely talk with the neighbor and so forth, and the neighbor caught me dancing, getting Garuda, going from ceremony to, okay, we're headed to the vet's office now. And Rashini was all dried off, so I just brushed all the sand off of him, and he still smelled good, so it's like, vets are used to this kind of stuff anyway, right? Well, one neighbor comes around the corner and he starts cracking up, and I'm like, oh, you caught me. And he's like, dance like nobody's watching, and I'm like, till somebody's watching. Well, it was a great laugh. And off to the vet's office we go. And I was like, oh gosh. Pulled up to the building, and I'm seeing this building, and I'm going, what did I get myself into here? I'm used to I've been to the big, veterinarians, and 9 times out of 10, they are way overpriced, over exuberant, all this stuff, and just kind of, you got to do all of these different little testy things, and it's like, oh, I don't want to do that. However, the accolades that this veterinary office received, I mean, there was nobody below a 5. All the ratings were 5s. I'm like, this is the place. Well, we went on in. I'm like, I'm going to establish a relationship. And then if this is not the right vet for like normal veterinary stuff, just your basics or whatever, then I'll go to a different place. But I walked in there, and it was so professional, of course. And I'm like, ooh, real coffee. And I had myself about a half a cup of real coffee and cold water bottles ready to give. And we get into the little room, and I'm filling out the paperwork, and we're having a sweet little time, and I'm going, okay, my appointment was at 8:30. It is now getting close to 9 o'clock, and I'm going, if they haven't seen me by 9 o'clock, I understand that there's emergencies and so forth. I was a vet tech. I worked in a vet office. I understand. However, I'm thinking of Rashini and the heat. So I needed to calm myself down because I was getting a little agitated, and also thinking, oh God, the prices, and what have I stepped into here, and da-da-da-da-da. So and of course Rashini felt it, me being nervous and needing to calm. So he's like, sit down. And he got on my lap, and this perfect song, I don't remember what it was, came on, and we started breathing and breathing and breathing, and I got to this like real sweet space of surrender, and boom, in walks the veterinarian and the vet tech, and they were the most adorable people, and they come, oh, you're a veteran, oh, he's a service dog, oh, what are we doing here? He doesn't need the 3-year, he's already had the 3-year rabies, you got 2 years left on it, there's 2 shots, oh, the worming is part of the wellness care, we do it anyway as part of the wellness care as a preventative, that's perfect. And I'm like, when you get ready to give him the shots, I need to step outside of the room because I will respond to him being poked, and that will make him nervous. And they're like, oh, we understand. We'll take him in the back and do his toenails and all these different kinds of things. And so it went so smooth, right? So they're finishing up with him in the back, and the vet tech comes in and says, hey, let's take care of the bill. I'm like, okay, make sure you scan his microchip. Oh, yeah, we need to do that. And they updated all of his paper, his everything. And so she goes to give me the bill. And of course, I'm like, well, here's my ID, here's my veteran card, and do I get a veteran discount? And they're like, yes. Well, now this is the first veterinarian I've been to that has given a veteran discount. Now, they've given discounts and so forth because he's a service dog, and I was houseless, and there was some, different situations and whatnots with Damon and all different things over the years. But never, of course, I've never had a VA card either. So, hello. So anyway, I get this VA discount and so forth, and they're like, and you'll get your heartworm, his heartworm, in the next 2 days, and we don't have heartworm much around here, but if you go traveling again, yes, it might be a good idea, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, tell me what my bill is so I can transfer the funds from his care account. I have a cat account just specifically for Rashini and my, what was Iron Pony, now e-bike. And so it wasn't even $100. I looked at her and I said, what? And she's like, well, yeah, with your discount and this and that, and I'm like, whoa. I said, boy, here's my card. And got us out of there, and we got back in out of the heat. Got back here to the apartment. Rashini was like, are we gonna get there? Got him back. and he passed out, and he's been out, like I said, except one time to get up and get a real good drink of water, and I think he might have ate some food. And he came back and he gave me this look, and he laid back down. I'm like, you blessed soul. Oh, he had the day of his life, a big, big day. I'm just, yeah. So I was supposed to go see a trailer this evening, a little trailer to hook onto my e-bike, and it's metal, and the tires are slimed, and the nice size. I mean, I think it could carry the grandmother drum, right? I'm like, I eyeballed that, and I'm like, oh, no, I can't spend that money. No, don't really need it. No. And then I finally said, okay, I'll come see it and get it, and I can transport the grandmother drum and and my new little gift, which is kind of a surprise. And I'm like, that would be perfect. And then, of course, if I need to skip town before the next motorcycle, at least I can carry some of the shit with me. But I can't do it to him. I'm like, so I canceled for the second time. I canceled last night because Rashini was like, no, it was just too hot, and again tonight. And the dude says, okay, if you can come in the mornings. Well, he's like, well, it's going to be like this all week. So if I still have her by the weekend. And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? And so I'm sure that they're very, very used to, people are used to people just saying, oh, I'm going to be there, and then not showing. So I responded back, like, hello, I said I could come in the morning. I can be there by 7:15. It's just like 10 minutes from the apartment, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when it's 100 plus and you're hitting that heat, and he is out there just as much, no, he's miserable. And he's my service dog. He keeps me moving. He depends on me, and I depend on him. So moving along, I go to listen to the All Our Relations fire ceremony again to do the drawing, because I couldn't do the drawing this morning. I wasn't fully present. It's just, I got this, like, I just need to walk and move around and just listen. I tried several times, and the flow just wasn't there. There was this, like, discombobulation, like not quite shut all the way through a portal or something. And so I went back to listen to it, because I knew what all was shared, and I thought, I need to hear it again. I need to hear this again. I need to listen again. And when I did, it hit. And what hit was the grief And what felt like betrayal from someone I really, really trusted. I mean, trusted. And someone who I thought really believed in me. And I know deep down in that heart, it's there. And I know that this soul really loved me. It was like there were two sides to this person. We all have two sides. But I mean, a person who stepped over my boundaries over and over and over and over again. Because of who I am. And the way and my conditioning from when I was raised. I allowed myself to be trampled over and over and over again as many times as I heard, get the fuck out. Just don't go back. Let it go. And there were many times I did. And this person would continue to support me. And then lure me right back in. You know, throw out another fishing hook and lure me right back in. And I would go. Because that's who I am. This last time, I was given an ultimatum. And as I was standing there, it was like, fuck no, fuck you. Because I felt at that time it was a matter of life or death. Not in the sense that he would beat the shit out of me or anything like that. No. No alcohol, nothing like that. A very spiritual person. Very spiritual. So it's made it very, very. I trust spirit. I don't trust the human being. That whole time I was trusting spirit, listening to spirit, listening to spirit. Or so I thought. But now I know. I was listening to spirit. It was exactly